I cut off my parents forever, and I don't regret a damn thing. They say blood is thicker than water, but no one talks about how thick blood can drown you. My name is Rayan. I'm 20 now, but this story begins long before I knew what freedom even tasted like. I grew up in a house that looked normal from the outside. A small yellow home in a quiet street, birds chirping in the morning, plastic chairs on the front porch. But inside that house was a cage where obedience was survival, and love had conditions. I've wanted to leave since I was 14, but when you have nothing, not even the air feels like yours. Their house, their rules, that phrase echoed in my bones. My parents didn't raise me, they managed me, like a project that had to be perfect no matter the cost. I couldn't breathe without asking, couldn't close my door, couldn't wear black, couldn't skip one study session without being called a future failure. And the worst part, I thought this was normal until I saw how other kids lived, laughing with their parents, getting a hug after crying. I'd get a stare. Or worse, silence. At 15, I started to break. My hands would shake before exams. I'd sit in the shower at midnight just to cry, because that's the only place I could cry without being heard. I started talking back, fighting, screaming, and every time I was reminded, you live here for free. You eat our food, you wear our clothes, you're nothing without us. One day, after a brutal fight, my dad said, "You think you're grown? Then leave." And I would have. I would have walked out that door if I had a single rupee in my pocket. The real war wasn't the yelling, it was the silence after, weeks of being ignored, food given but not eye contact, my achievements dismissed, my feelings invalidated. I remember once I told my mom I was feeling numb, she replied, "Well, maybe you should feel grateful instead." And yet I stayed, because I was broke and broken. But even in that storm, a small voice inside me kept whispering, "You will get out, just survive." So I studied like hell, top of my class, burned through textbooks like oxygen, started learning to code at night, all while pretending to be fine. I learned how to fake smiles, how to say okay when inside I was screaming. But it wasn't just anger I felt. It was guilt. I hated them, and hated myself for hating them. At 19, I moved out. One backpack, one laptop, a second-hand mattress in a windowless studio flat. The silence that first night was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. I expected joy. I got grief. Grief for the years I lost, for the version of me that never got to laugh without flinching, for the childhood I never had. I started sending my mom money, 35% of my small income, because I owed her life, but I didn't owe her my soul. People online, friends, cousins, strangers, they called me selfish, said I'd rot in hell for turning my back.